When it got to, the time for me to go to work, then it sort of began to hit us, you see, girls of my generation, that these boys had all joined up in a gang to be with their friends. And of course nobody that time could foresee that they were going to be shot down with their friends as well. And I remember my eldest brother, after the war, going to a reunion and saying that he would never go to another because it was so saddening to him to miss all the faces that he had known.
In addition to the tragedy of loss, there was for some the poignancy of loved ones falling in the final weeks, days, or hours of conflict. Lena Ford Gilbert, the lyricist for one of the war's most popular songs, Ivor Novello's Keep the Home Fires Burning, died in the last bombing raid on London. The poet Wilfred Owen was killed during the Sambre-Oise canal crossing on November the 4th. His brother Harold spoke of their final meeting.
I do remember my last meeting with Wilfred, and that was on Shrewsbury railway station. We'd had a few hours together, I from one of my ships and he from, I suppose he was on leave for a weekend or something, and mine just ran over his, and I went with him down to Shrewsbury station and saw him off. And I so well remember his very last words to me were, "All right, Harold, now remember, what you've got to do is to make some money somehow." He said, "It's no good trying to live on painting or poetry. You've got to have some money from somewhere. So try and make some." And then the train pulled out and we waved to each other. Those were my very last words to him. My goodness, I think it's good advice all the same. What still puzzles me about Wilfred, looking back as I always do, is that while there's enormous sympathy and feeling for the mangled soldiers and the tens of thousands being killed, yet in his own home life he had so little compassion, you see. And I repeat, I say that with great love. But in his own home life, in his early childhood, and his early manhood too, nothing mattered at home except his own pursuit. And when he's on leave, he'd grudge the time, he'd go up to his bedroom and dig out his books. So that it really does puzzle me today, this enormous compassion which is so evident in all his poetry, and yet his personal compassion was very, very little. So that he's a curious, mixed...
One family experienced the cruelest of blows.
Approximately 8:15 on armistice morning, and the letterbox rattled, and naturally we all knew that it was a post, and I went down the stairs and picked up the post from the floor and ran upstairs to my mother, who was in bed, and handed her the letters, and of course she saw one that seemed to be important and opened it to discover that my father had been killed or was missing, and my father had been away for more than 3 years, or 4, and I can hardly remember him, but that day has proved quite a vivid memory in my whole life. The ship was the Britannia, and I believe it was the last ship of the Royal Navy to be sunk on November the 9th, 1918. She has been in service for 3 years in South Africa and was en route from Cape Town to England, and arrived, I must have been on the evening of the 8th of November at Gibraltar to find the boom already closed, and steamed around all night, and at approximately 7:15 in the morning, the German submarine torpedoed the Britannia.